When you want to move up into a leadership position or get into the C-suite, one of the most important things you have to do is to build visibility. But you don't want to build visibility with just anyone. You want to be strategic and get seen by people who are already in senior leadership positions. For some of you watching, the thought of being more visible or being noticed might make you cringe, but I just want you to listen in for a second. More visibility at work can open up amazing opportunities for you, opportunities that you've probably never even thought of, like being involved in projects that can really make a difference, getting on first name basis with senior leaders in your company, and of course, building a reputation that transcends beyond the walls of your company. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to build visibility in front of senior leadership in 2025. The first thing you need to understand is that you will be wasting your time if you don't build visibility around the work that is valued in your organization. This means that you need to focus on getting involved in work or projects that are intrinsically linked to the goals and to the values of your organization. Does your company value revenue generation? Is it looking at increasing market share? Or does it have a cultural goal like creating a positive impact in the local community? It's not difficult to find out what your company's values are. You can easily find this out by looking at the corporate website, or better yet, because you have insider access, make sure that you keep your ear open during meetings, during company announcements or memos, or even conversations with senior leaders. Then when you've identified what is valued in your company, try to get involved in projects that work towards building or expanding on those values. The key takeaway here is find out what is valued the most in your organization and try to connect yourself and your work to that. One of the biggest obstacles you probably have to building visibility is that you probably don't think the work that you do is anything special. You assume that your work is relatively unimportant, and you probably think people know what you do anyway, so what's the point in advertising it? While it might feel that way to you, the reality is people on the outside probably have no idea what you do on a day-to-day basis. Because most people are so involved in their own work, they don't take the time to look outside of their bubble and see what other people are doing and what other people are working on. And for you, that adds a challenge to building visibility, because it means that you have to go out of your way and you have to make it visible and you have to make it known to other people what you are working on. You have to let them know what your expertise is, what your strengths are, what problems you can help them solve, and what value you add to the company. So start to talk about what you do more during meetings. Offer to help your colleagues out when they're facing a problem that can be solved with your unique knowledge and with your unique skill. Allow people to know what went into solving that problem and how you came to that solution. The takeaway here is your knowledge and expertise won't help you build your career if it remains hidden or unknown. Some of you may know, but I send out a weekly newsletter where I share my insights and thoughts on a variety of topics related to leaders. I also give you updates on my latest YouTube videos and latest podcast episodes as well, and various other announcements that I make. If you want to sign up to get this newsletter, the link is in the description below, and that link will also give you access to the Leadership Evaluation Toolkit, which is a free download just for you. And on top of helping your colleagues, I also encourage you to help and to add value to the work of decision makers or to other people in senior leadership positions. Now, this might be a little trickier for you to get because you might not have relationships with these people right now. So later on in this video, I will share with you some tips on how you can develop relationships with these people. And then once you have those relationships, then you can use the tips that I share in this point to add value and to help those people out. Once you have those relationships, you need to find a way to become a valuable resource to those people. Basically, this means that you need to become someone they can lean on, someone that they can go to get help from so they can continue to achieve their goals. Essentially, what you need to do here is to demonstrate that you have a skill set that can help them with their work. Basically, when you do this, they'll be more likely to pay attention to you, more likely to want you to work on their team, to work closely with them, and this is your ticket to the inner circle. The takeaway here, leaders need people around them to contribute their expertise so the leader can achieve the goals that they want. One way to build up your ticket to the inner circle is to build skills or knowledge that is of value to senior leadership. These skills might not immediately help you in your current position, and that is okay, because because what you're doing here is you are upskilling yourself. You are learning the skills and the knowledge that you need for those next level opportunities. I recommend that you learn the skills that senior leaders need in people who work closely with them. You can either ask those leaders directly, or you can look at the people who work closely with them and try to identify the skills that they have developed that help that leader achieve their goals. Then, of course, you need to invest your own time into learning and developing those skills. Key takeaway here is developing skills for next level opportunities separates you from your current competition. Once you've worked out how to become a valuable resource for your company, and you've worked on developing the next level skills that leaders want, then you are in the perfect position to start collaborating with them. And quite often, this type of collaboration actually comes about naturally because that senior leader is very likely to have heard of who you are, what skills you've developed, how you can contribute to the company, and how you can help them achieve their goals. And they will want you on their team, or they will want you working closely with them. So this gives you immediate and direct access to collaborate with that leader. Now, when you do collaborate with them, it's really important that you don't go to one of two extremes here, that you don't close up and get so intimidated that you don't contribute anything, or that you don't let your ego grow too big so that it takes over the entire interaction. It's really important whenever you are collaborating with a leader that you find a balance between these two extremes. Discover what that senior leader wants to achieve. Recognize the value that you can bring to that goal. Make suggestions on how you can achieve it, and get input from that senior leader and then do the work. Key takeaway here is to collaborate to make an impact, not to show off. Something that will give you an acceleration to your visibility building is to connect with other influencers inside your company. These are people who are already visible, they've already become known to senior leadership, and they're making an impact outside of their specified role. Are you already connected with people like this? Do they know who you are and what you do? If not, I recommend that you start to connect with influencers in your company by showing interest in what they do, by congratulating them on their achievements, or by asking for their help in some way. Then once you have formed that initial connection, then you can start trying to get involved in projects that they lead, so you can show them what you are capable of. Then as they start to learn what you are capable of, they might lift you up and talk about you to senior leaders inside your company. The key takeaway here is get noticed by influencers inside your company because they can help lift you up too. Now, talking about your success and what you've achieved is a big part of building visibility inside a company. But you won't have carved out time where you can talk about these things in detail. So you'll have to make the most of micro moments where you can give a brief insight into what you do. That means you have to become really good about summarizing your achievements and being to the point about what they are. There are many opportunities you can do this in meetings with people in your team, in elevator conversations, in interviews, in meet and greets with senior leadership, or during Q&A at conferences. It's all about raising your profile in a discreet yet an impactful way. Linking closely with building visibility is developing your executive presence, which you can learn about in this video up here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot of value and tips from it, and I will see you next week in another video.